All right, this is Coach Leather. We are doing Delta Math, and I'm doing solving quadratics with the square roots. All right, this is so we're going to do this one. All right, so here is a problem. All right, so I'm going to write this down on my paper so I can share it. All right, so I'm going to go to my screen. All right, so here it is. All right, so we want to get the numbers on one side. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to subtract 17 to both sides. So I have negative 2x squared equals, this looks like it's going to be a negative 38. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. What I'm doing is getting the x squared by itself. So it's x squared equals, and it looks like it's going to be 19. All right, so whenever you have something like this, you have a square, you can take the square root, and I'm going to write it twice so you can see what I'm doing. I'll take the square root to both sides. Remember, square and square root are opposite each other, so they kind of cancel each other. So the only thing I have left is this. So we have a plus, a minus, the square root of 19. Now we can put this in our calculator and get a decimal, or we can leave it as a square root of 19, depending on what they want. All right, and so I really don't know. We might want to leave it as square root. That's the exact answer. If we put it in decimal, is an estimated answer. All right, so let's go look at it. Let's see what they want. All right, so it says solve. They're going to write this value for x in simplest form. So it's a plus or minus the square root. We'll put 19. See what happens. And we got it right. All right. Let's try another one. Oh, this is a big one. All right, so we can do the same thing. 3. I'm writing this down. So see, we want to get rid of everything first, but what's with the square root. And so if you look at x plus 3, it's got a square root on it. So we're going to do that last. All right, so here we go. We're going to go to my paper. All right, so there's a couple of ways we do it. The first thing I would do is add 46 to both sides. This becomes 0 pair. I'm going to add those. That's 13. That looks like 63. All right, now this is being multiplied to the parentheses. So I want to get rid of this. So the opposite of multiply is divide both sides by 3. All right, now I have a square. I can't just subtract 3 because it's inside the parentheses and it's being squared. So I'm going to take the, let's do it again like I did last time. I think that might help a little bit to see what I'm doing. So I'm taking the square root to both sides. All right, so when I do that, I get x plus 3. This guy and this guy cancel each other out. And so this side is a plus, a minus the square root of 21. Now I got to get, I don't have the x by itself, so I have to subtract 3 to both sides of the equal sign. This 3 is an outside number. That's an inside number, so we cannot put them together. So look what I had. I'm going to say minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 21. And so that right there is my answer. And remember, we really have two answers. We have negative 3 plus the square root of 21, and we have negative 3 minus the square root of 21. That's what that plus or minus means. It means you have two of them. And we could actually write this in both of them if we wanted to. All right, so let's go back to this. All right, so I'm going to say minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 21. There it is. You see, we could write it out twice like that if we wanted to. And that's how you do it. Well, let's see if we can try one more. This is very similar to what I just did. We'll do one more just so you can see it one more time. So 3x minus 5 squared equals 33. All right, so I'm share my screen. All right, so I don't have anything to subtract over, so I'm going to just divide the 3 over. Take the square root to both sides. Add 5 to both sides. Remember, I can't add an outside number to an inside number, so it's just 5 plus or minus the square root of 11. And there's my answer. I could write 5 plus the square root of 11, or I could write 5 minus the square root of 11. And you could see that on a star test like that. I mean, it can be written just like that. All right, so let's go back here. And I think I'm going to try it that way. For that, we're going to say, just so you can see it, 5 minus square root of 11. All right, then we'll put comma 5. Maybe it won't do it that way. Let's try it. I thought we could. Maybe let's just do it that way. Let's just go get rid of it. We'll just do it like we normally do. 5 plus a, that's not a 5. 5 plus or minus square root of 11. There, we'll just do it that way so we don't mess it up. There we go.